The 4th of July is, of course, a popular time for neighborhood barbecues and picnics with the family and friends. You know, where plates of ribs, hot dogs, buttery salted corn are typically served up. However, for Americans living with heart failure, data actually shows that there's an increase in heart failure hospitalizations in the days that are following this holiday. So Dr. Wilensky is here to tell us what we should do. Doctor, can we actually start out with explaining what heart failure is?
Sure. The heart failure we're talking about today is when there's been damage to the heart pump, so that it's not pumping at capacity. And it's a chronic and progressive illness. Our patients tell us about shortness of breath doing their activity, being too tired to complete activities that they previously could do. They have more issues with swelling, and as things progress, these symptoms happen just walking across a room, to the point where it happens just sitting down, having a conversation, or waking them up at night.
Well, I did mention at the very beginning about there being an increase in hospitalization with this. Why is that so much this time of year?
Well, we do notice a statistically significant bump in heart failure admissions, and we can presume it's dietary indiscretion. That just picture your average barbecue filled with barbecue that may be salted, barbecue sauce that's salted, salt on your corn, salt in your bratwurst, salt in your hot dogs. Doc, it's too hot to exercise, drinking excess fluids, and somebody who is tenuous, that tips some of them over. And so this clearly happens around the 4th of July, but the big picture is heart failure is a 365-day-a-year problem, and we have 1 million hospitalizations for heart failure in our country that we'd like to make an impact on.
Well, that's why we're talking to you today. How is it that somebody can manage this condition?
Well, they need to be participants and work with their physician on some lifestyle changes. So my patients, I encourage 30 minutes of vigorous walking a day. This is something patients should discuss with their own doctor to get a personalized plan. We want patients to be more conscious of how much salt that they're taking in and excess fluid they're taking in, and certainly to be taking their medicines. And I'm actually here today with Novartis to talk about a breakthrough medicine, Entresto, which has been studied against the heart failure medicines of the past. And what we're able to do now with this drug is keep patients with heart failure alive longer and keep them out of the hospital with heart failure admissions. And I spend time talking to my patients about heart failure admissions is not just an inconvenience, because when that happens, you're much more likely to have the next admission and the next admission, and your life is being cut shorter. So we want patients to have a conversation with their physicians if they have heart failure and are not on this drug, because they may not be appropriate candidates. That may be the reason. Not everybody's appropriate. Pregnant women aren't appropriate. Patients who have had angioedema aren't appropriate. But we'd like to get patients who are appropriate, that discussion going and considered. And we want our patients to be our partners and learn as much about heart failure as they can so they can live productively with it. There's a website, Entresto.com, that's available that I think can help patients learn about their heart failure and how they can live as productive of lives as possible, even with heart failure diagnosis.
Well, the first step is always getting educated. So, Doctor, thank you for helping us do that today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
We'll be right back.